Hello, StarCraft fans! This is Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. This is a game between XY and Elazer on Frozen Temple. In the top side of the map, we have the blue Terran player. It is XY, a former Brood War player from the land of China, or country of China. And in the bottom side of the map, we have the red Zerg player. It is Elazer. Elazer has had some very good showings on the channel recently. He's turning into something of a favorite of mine. I'm sure he's turning into something of a favorite of yours as well. Alright, so as EVT, here on Frozen Temple, there are Zelnaga watchtowers on either side of this main concourse between the two bases. Yes, this is a two-player map. You cannot spawn here or here. And because... wait. Here. I assume you would spawn here if it's a four-player map, but giant ramp there, giant ramp here, which makes it unsuitable for a main base. Alright, so it looks like it is a Reaper expand here by XY. I assume a Reaper or a Marine will come out of here and henceforth be followed up by a command center. On the other side of the map, it is actually pull first from Elazer. Elazer does not want to conform to your standards of Zerg doctrine. He's going spawning pull first into a hatchery. So again, it's not an insane, crazy play with a spawning pool into extractor or an extractor into pool, anything like that. He did wait on the extractor quite a bit. He will get some lings out. They won't have speed anytime soon. And as a result, he might be able to delay an expansion here if he gets 4 to 6 lings up to, there we go, exactly like I thought, XY, to knock this SCV down who's building the command center as soon as 400 minerals get stacked up there. Then they'll be worth it. But I don't think this is a crazy one-base all-in play from Elazer. Just wants to slow things down a little bit on the Terran side of things, and I can't see any reason to think why he would not be able to do so. And it is a Reaper, actually. So Reaper coming out. If the Lings can stay out of the sight of the Reaper, this is the tricky thing. If the Lings just walk right past him, he will stop and kill them all. And the Lings will have performed no duty and been responsible for nothing at all, except maybe slowing the Reaper down. So where are they going? Yeah, they're sneaking around this bottom side of the map, up the left side here, while the Reaper takes Main Street right down the middle, as predicted. And the Zelnaga watchtowers can keep an eye on this if you want to hold those. They're also difficult to kill unless you come up and around the back way, killing those rocks or coming up around over there too. So Reaper's going to come in and see a Queen's on the way. Are there any lings to stop this from happening? I don't know. XY, why are you going home? Did you see these lings? Well, he sees them now. The lings come right on in and they take out the SCV. Can he get home? No, he's dead. Good lift though. Good lift by XY. SCV is being pulled off the line to try to repair it, I guess, but then they can't because there's a supply depot in the way. The Reaper does come back up. KD8 charge almost dodged, but two of them not able to quite get out of the way there. Now, slow lings should in no way do anything against these lings. Lings desperately trying to kill a single... oh, they get into their SCV too. All right, that was a successful push, I would say, for Elazer, getting up there with 4 lings, killing 2 SCVs and delaying the command center, also forcing the Reaper to come all the way back home. That was amazing. That was a great play by Elazer. I'd like to see more Zergs do that one, assuming they can pull it off. Alright, so speed is now on the way, so there will be speedlings a little bit better against those Reapers when they come a-calling, and he is coming back here. Queens, though, do more than enough damage against Reapers to keep them away. So here comes the Reaper. Nothing to kill here. Gonna go ahead and try to sneak up on up, but 2 Queens. Oh, man, that sucker is dead. Good reaction time, though, by XY, pulling him out just in time. Couple more shots there, he would have been dead for sure. He doesn't have a name because he hasn't done anything yet. I'm not going to name him. Yes, okay, he did kill 2 Zerglings, which was fine, but man, he hasn't done anything to slow down this Zerg monster at all. Income tab is 25 to 31 harvesters, 33 now for Elazer. He's really macroing as well as he can on that 3-base economy compared to 2 for his opponent here up in the north. Is there any sign of a 3rd base coming up at all for XY? No. All right, so what that tells me is the Zerg player needs to expect an attack fairly soon. And indeed, there's a medevac coming up. There are some Marines here. There are some Hellions too. And I assume they're going to get a ride in that medevac and go for a drop. Now, how can you defend against this if you are Elazer? Lings do fairly well if you can get to the spot of the drop in time. Roaches or Ravagers might do better if you're a little bit late to the party. But here come the Hellions. I think maybe Hellion push at the front while the medevac sneaks around somewhere else. Nope, just going to come right up the middle. No big deal. Queens stabbing away. 3 Queens. Pretty darn good for base defense. Not so good for offense, but to make up for it, they're good defending back home. This is super wide open, though. Like, I'm really worried about Elazer's 3rd base. And the Hellbat transformation. Here come a dead scary push from XY. Hellbats, Marines, Reaper. That's a lot of Hellbats. The Lings are going to be borderline useless in this situation now. Knocking one of the Queens back. They haven't killed anything yet, and 1 Queen does get roasted to death here. Ling's trying to kill stuff, but man, just getting barbecued as well. They do get a couple kills, but still, these Hellbats are just going to town. They're actually getting split fairly well, which is actually a good sign for the Zerg player. Another queen dies there. A roach pops out. Roaches do pretty darn well. A quick pause there in the middle of this excitement. More and more roaches popping out just barely. I think Elazer might hold this by the skin of his teeth, and he does get one and another. Oh, the other one almost died there, but picked up just before it was destroyed. And the roaches show up just in the nick of time. Like, I want to say Superman does. Does he always show up in the nick of time, or is he there early? It does seem like it's always just at the very last second he comes in to save the day, right? I think so, anyway. Alright, so possibly tanks coming out here for XY on that factory. This barracks is going to have a reactor, and still no sign of a third base. I mean, that... Okay, just kidding. There's a third base there. But not landed yet, is what I meant to say. So this is a perfect position for Elazer to be in here. Liberator has set up shop, does have 4 kills. Queen trying to find an area in which to attack it. Can't quite kill it, but does shoo it away momentarily. Ravagers very good in this situation, especially against already wounded Liberators. Third base is just about complete in production for XY. We have tanks, we have Marauders, we have +1 stim pack, and glial reconstitution being researched by Elazer for his roaches. What's that going to be? Spore Crawler. I love the static defense play. I love it for Zerg. Static defense is so darn useful. Drop sneaking around here. 3 Hellions on the inside. Not Hellbats yet. They'll have to drop and transform, but I think it's 2 Hellbats fit inside a medevac and 4 Hellions do, which I don't know how that makes any sense at all, because it's the same thing that transforms, right? Same amount of mass. Sneaking on in. Queen trying to stab it away. Lot of roaches, lot of Ravagers. Picking up, boosting up into the main to drop and continue this harassment. Single queen here is not enough to really deter it, and indeed all these workers are in so much trouble, but no! Surprisingly, forces another pickup and a liftoff, and this medevac, is it going to live? Yes. 10 hit points to its name, but it does escape. So, workers killed. 5 workers killed by XY, 2 workers killed by Elazer, and it's 50 to 54 total workers in favor of the Zerg, and here comes that third command center at 7 minutes. I just feel like it's late. I don't know. You think it's late? I think it's late. Liberator does manage to take down an Overlord there too. Spore Crawler had got some shots off on it initially, I believe. So 3 base to 3 base, and it does get scouted perfectly by Elazer. He sees the timing on that. He wants to take a 4th. He is checking this to make sure it is safe for a 4th base, and indeed, there goes the hatchery. Production tab shows Tunneling Claws. Oh, I love this from Elazer. He's going for Tunneling Claws. Alright, so sneaking on up to the north with Roaches, with Ravagers. This way too. Ravagers, Roaches rather, heading on up. There are just small little units everywhere. This guy is a changeling. We'll see how long he lasts. Usually they don't last the full timer above his head. As that seemed like a little bit of overkill. But in the end, got it done. Roaches taking out a few SCVs and also taking tank fire directly to the head. That's not what they want. Liberator trying to get rid of this Overseer. Going to chase it away. I think Overseers are faster, though. 2.62 move speed. 4, nope, not even close. Wow, so Roach gets exploded. This Overseer is going to die. Not even bothering to try and run right now for Elazer. But that 4th base is coming up. He should be just fine. That burrow move is just about complete. There's the burrow, half of the burrow move anyway. +1 missile attack and +1 ground carapace and an infestation pit. Alright, this is good. This means Elazer is not getting stuck on Roach Ravager. He is planning on at least getting Infestors to mix in, or kicking up to a tier 3 hive type composition, which is what you need against Terran. If you haven't killed him by now with Roach Ravager, you're not going to. You're not. I mean, it's 8, 9, 10 minute mark. If you're still pushing with Roaches and Ravagers and you can't kill the Terran, I mean, just quit right there. You need to be teching up to something else in the meantime, or you're going to lose. Roaches running away. Do they have burrow move? They do have burrow move, but there's the burrow. I don't think he wanted TY or XY rather to know what was happening. That there's this burrow move here. So better get there before that missile turret finishes. Another push up. Oh, sneak up. The burrow roach. The burrow roach is so good. Tank fire on all the SCV. Splash damage hitting. Everybody comes down to respond to these guys. Meanwhile, the sneak up here with these roaches, and more SCVs are going to die in the same place here. But there is an army to deal with this particular group. Still nothing even touching these roaches. The number of SCVs falling is astronomical. 21 workers have been killed right now. It is now 55 to 72 total harvesters. The roaches will die. They don't try to burrow move on out of there, but these guys trying to sneak on in, getting rid of a supply depot. Possibly the tank isn't in range to actually kill them. These guys are, though, with the stim forward, and they burrow on out. You're going to waste a scan on that? I don't think so. I don't think XY wants to lose or waste a total scan on that. Here come more and more Ravagers and Roaches, though, with the... Nope, not +1/+1 yet, but it's close. Corrosibile taking a shot at the medevac. Not enough to kill it. And a 5th base on the way for Elazer. He's macroing so hard right now. 69 to 62 Harvesters. XY is actually caught up just a little bit. Not as bad a spot as I thought he was going to be in. Spire just about to finish. Hive just about to finish. +2/+2 now coming up for the Roaches, the Ravagers, the Lurkers. And who else? Queens. Queens also use that missile attack. I always forget about the Queens because, I mean, after the early game, they're not super useful. All right, Burrow again trying to sneak on up here, but get spotted. Get spotted. There's the scan. The Roaches all get completely massacred except for this one. Oh, they did figure it out. He walked right in range, just barely in range of that missile turret. And its detection here. Roach coming in, taking tank shots. I think trying to draw tank shots onto the SCVs with splash damage and kill workers that way. What? They left him alone, and he gets an SCV kill before he gets exploded into midair. That's hilarious. Pushing up with infestors. Can they get the fungal growth? They catch a couple units. Not as bad as it could have been. Roach just holding position here. And, oh, not hold position, but regardless. Does kill a worker. 25 workers killed at 62 to 71. Every time XY tries to come back, this happens. Nice fungal. Nice, another nice fungal, and they need to do something with this. You can't just win with straight fungals. Corrosibile's on everything. Almost getting those medevacs, not quite able to do it. The tank fire is doing excellent for themselves. Infestiterans being popped on in there, and yes, XY wins that battle. And Corrosibiles land harmlessly. So well done by XY. +2/+2 has finished for this guy. His upgrades are pretty darn fantastic. No +3 on the way, which is a bit of an issue. And Elazer, that's a lot of Roaches. Okay, and Broodlords. I was going to say, that's a lot of Roaches for 12 minutes into the game. When the upgrades start kicking in on these guys with the medevac support and the stim and the combat shield and the concussive shell and the tanks, Roach Ravager not super good against this particular composition, but Broodlords are. I don't think that XY has any idea these Broodlords are coming. He has a single starport that he's making medevacs out of. I don't think he has any Vikings at all on the field. He does not, or Liberators actually, who still do fairly well in this patch of StarCraft 2 against other air units. Pushing right on in though. The +1/+1 not quite there with the +2/+2, but going for it anyway though is Elazer and paying the price. That's a lot of Zerg blood on the ground. Picking up some of these reinforcing units. They go ahead and get a single tank there. Good lift. You could burrow sneak under. No, but it does force the whole army back. That is such an amazing, amazing aspect of this attack from Elazer. It pushes the whole army back for XY. XY is not able to get the pressure on and kill these two bases like he really, really needs to do. Ultralisk Cavern on the way. 3 Broodlords coming up at the same time. Melee attack level 1, flyer attack level 1, all the upgrades right now. And every time Elazer does that, he just gets murdered. Every time he tries to walk in here with the tank fire and the Marines and the Marauders, it's just blah, a lot of Zerg blood everywhere. All right, so Broodlords have arrived. There are 5 of them with a couple more morphing in, I think, or is that all that we're going to get? I think 5 is all we're going to get. Nope, just kidding, a couple more there. So Infestor, Broodlord, Roach, Ravager. Going to try to make this thing happen. A little bit of a Ling run by, trying to deal with a base that does not exist yet, but it's very close to existing. I'm not sure if the Lings will stick around long enough to see that, and they do. An attack up here with just straight Marauder going after Zerglings, but again, it doesn't usually make that much of a difference. Again, a small pushback. These guys getting absolutely massacred. The Broodlords actually forced to move across the entire map to try to save this space, and they can't do it. The hatchery does end up exploding. The Broodlings chasing these Marauders away. They don't want to take too many hits. And are they going to get picked up? No, they're going to stay down. And trying to hold here with a laser. Can't quite do it. I mean, these Marauders, the +2/+2, are really scary. The Broodlords can't quite decide what they want to do now. I think they might be a little bit too slow to deal with this. Here, when they were pushing forward, it was excellent. XY, I think he knows about the Broodlords now. Another attack down here with Marauders just going to town on this space. A few Roaches trickling in, but I don't think that's what you need. Another attack up here. The Marauders just absolutely eating through these Ravagers. And these Roaches, like they're not even there, getting healed on up. The Marauders still alive. Broodlords should be able to handle this, but it's just not a really effective use of their time. Lings preventing a land there and attacking a command center there too. So maybe Elazer can starve XY out, but this is not looking good at all for the Zerg player. Marauders coming in, really trying. The Lings run right by. The Lings could have been useful, guys, to take out these Marauders, but in the end, are they going to get the hatch? It's very close. No, they get picked up. They don't die, but they don't get it either. And this hatch is going to come very, very hurt when it actually does pop. Medevac death. Spore Crawler gets one before. It's probably going to die here too. Nope. No, wait. The creep. Can the creep come out in time? I don't know. Roaches running right past those Marines. Not worried about it whatsoever. Trying to take out as many SCVs as they can using their melee animation. It does the same amount of damage, but it just looks different. It's kind of funny. All right, so this base is under lockdown now. The Roaches have it under control. The army is coming to clear them out. But in the meantime, these Marauders are still causing so much trouble for Elazer. It is 37 workers killed by Elazer, 38 to 12 for XY, 53 to 65 workers. These, ooh, Corruptors taking down the medevac. I love that Corruptor decision by Elazer. Marauders going after this particular Greater Spire, and I think they might get it. No, they're not going to get it. They do have +3/+3, but there are only 3 of them. It's a lot of Roaches coming up that backside. Sneaking right on in, though, is XY. He's getting rid of Broodlords. He is getting rid of drones. He is absolutely causing this hatchery to explode for the 2nd time in this game. Meanwhile, little Roach counterattacks doing so well here. Taking out Marines again and not allowing this base to get up and running. So yeah, lost this base, but he took this one away from the Terran player as well. This is something both players fighting very hard for right now. Army supply 70 to 120, but as we've said, Terran very cost effective even with small units like the Marine. A single Marine here with +3/+3 combat shield and stim is going to be very strong indeed against the Zerg. So here we come. Ultras on the way. Not fully upgraded, but not terrible either. So Ultra, Infestor, Broodlord, Roach. Pretty good. Corruptor trying to take out this orbital command, this planetary fortress under a huge assault. The repair, no. No, XY just lets it go. Losing that base. He'd feel like he's lost it more than once already, but he actually lost it that time. Ultras in the front. Mostly in the front. The pathing not messing with him this time. And this base is under complete assault. Where is the army? Here it is. Here comes the army from XY. Broodlords raining down fire from above. Vikings trying to snipe them. Good fungal growth, though. Fungals and infested Terrans trying to deal with these Vikings. Meanwhile, they're sniping down every single one of those Broodlords. Good job pulling away the Vikings in time here. XY is down 85 to 179 total supply. The Ultras are trying to crash on in. But again, the stutter step, the moving backward, the kiting of XY, keeping them alive, killing these Ultras a little bit more efficiently than I would expect. But the Infestors couldn't quite land that. Couldn't quite land the fungal growth of the Broodlords getting sniped down from behind from those Vikings. And is it enough? Is it enough for Elazer here? It's 148 to 142 rather total supply. The Ultras might have these guys stuck in a corner, and yes, that's it. The GG from XY. XY is defeated, and Elazer is victorious. Wow, what an absolutely great game by Elazer. The little Roach counterattacks, taking this base out, sneaking Brood Roaches into the 3rd base, into the main base, and into the 2nd base, all at the same time. In the end, having killed 85 total workers. 85 total workers, basically taking the role of the Terran there, sneaking on in, killing little handfuls of workers where you can, keeping the opponent inside their base so they can't put that much pressure on you. That's exactly what happened there, and in the end, it worked out for Elazer. He had Ultras, he had Brood Roach, Ravager, Infestor, Broodlord. Not that they did a whole lot. I mean, I guess they did help get this thing wiped out, but in the end, the Vikings showed up just in time for XY and pretty much nullified them. But the Ultras, the Roaches, too much damage. The Infestors doing a great job too. Reinforcements continually streaming across the map, and Elazer takes the win. So, nicely done by him. And that's it from me. This has been Falcon Paladin with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. Go ahead and hit that like button. Hit the subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter and Facebook, both at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.